Good morning, friends. Now, after 2 days, I'm trying today to increase my technology. In the first day, there was some blur option and there was some voice issue also. In the second day, I tried to improve some blur and noise. Now, today, on the third day, I'm more to I'm trying more to improve the presentation style, more trying more to improve some sound or voice issue also. Also, you can see me also that I am taking some lecture. So we will continue the lecture on the unit 5, that is the software configuration and the management. And today we will study the topic software configuration and management, as you can see on the screen. Now the question is, what is software configuration and management? The SCM, that is the software configuration management, is a set of activities that has been developed to manage change throughout the software life cycle. Before we go and understand the definition of software configuration management, I think you all have worked on the GitHub. And you might have seen how the GitHub repository is updated daily or time wise or session wise. Or you might have updated that GitHub repository. Well, this is the best example for to understand the SCM, that is the software configuration management. Now, the question is, what is the purpose of studying the software configuration management? The purpose behind is that systematically controls changes to the configuration, and its purpose is to maintain the integrity and the traceability of the configuration throughout the system life cycle. How you can maintain maintain the integrity and the traceability of the configuration when you are re-engineering your software, or you are doing some re-engineering method, you are applying the re-engineering method on the old softwares. Now, what are the different objective for software configuration management? So there are 4 primary objectives. Number first is to identify all items that collectively define the software configuration. Means you are changing the software configuration. So to identify all the item or to list all the items that you are defining that you are changing during the software configuration. Second is to manage changes to one or more of these items. Means what are the different changes that you have done. So we should have some log, or we should have some record that what are the different changes you are doing in the software. Third is to facilitate the construction of different version of an application. Means yes, you know that there are different versions coming on the software. You can also see the different version of the books also. Means you know what are the meaning of a version, what is the meaning of a new edition books. Means there are some changes in the old book, or we can say that there are some changes or some correction or some new examples have been embedded. Or in the software line we can say that suppose a new version of the operating system has arrived, then there may be some new drivers have been inbuilt in them. So we have to facilitate the construction of different versions. And the last is to ensure that software quality is maintained as the configuration evolves over time. Means we are trying to maintain the quality of the software as the configurations are changes again and again, or periodically or time wise. Sorry. Now what are the different layers of the software configuration management? Basically, software configuration management process defines the series of tasks which have the primary objective which we can say that which have four primary objectives. First is to identify all items that collectively defines the software configuration. Secondly, we can say that to manage changes to one or more of these items. Third, we can also say that to facilitate the construction of different versions of an applications. And the fourth, that is to ensure that software quality is maintained as the configuration evolves over time. In the previous slide, we have seen all the four primary objectives here that you can see here again. Now, when we are maintaining these four primary objectives, some questions arises in the mind that how does the software team identify the discrete elements of the software? Second is how does the organization manage many existing versions of the program, or we can say the documentation. Also, the question arises that how does the organization control changes before and after the software is released to the customer. Also, the question arises that who is responsible for approving all the changes? Who is maintaining the record of all the changes? How you can how can we ensure that all the changes done are made properly? And the last question is that which mechanism is used to apprise others of changes that are made. So there are different questions that arises in the mind, or different questions arise while we are working on the re-engineering method, or while we are making some changes in the software, or while we are upgrading the software, or launching some new version of the software. So the process is involved, and that is the SCM process. So in the previous figure, you have seen that there is some software in the middle, and there are some 5 processes that you can see in the figure. That is the identification, that is the change control, the version control, the configuration, auditing, and the reporting. What are the different functions? What are the role and the responsibilities of these process? First, in the figure, as you can see that SCM task can be viewed as a concentric layer. In the figure, you can see that all the tasks that can be viewed as a concentric layer. You can also see that SCI, that is the software configuration item, flow outward through these layers throughout their useful lives. As this SCI moves through a layer, the action implied by each SCM task may or may not be applicable. For example, we can see that when a new SCI is created, it must be identified. In the figure, you can see that the first is identification. However, if the no change is requested for the SCI, the changes control layer does not apply. Suppose you have done no change in the software, then this layer, that is the change control layer, does not apply. The SCI is assigned to a specific version of the software. Version control mechanisms come here, plays a role here. So in this layer, we can see that the first layer, when we are having some action, the second, when we are having no action, the second layer is not working, and the third layer comes in the action because some specific version you are launching it in the market. Now we have to keep the record of it. So a record of the SCI, that is the name, the creation date, the version name that you are giving or that you are allotting to the software, is maintained for configuration auditing purpose. I think you all know what is the meaning of auditing, as the March 31st is coming, and your father, your parents may be in the tension of auditing or paying taxes. So auditing means you have to keep all track of record of your income and expenses. In the same way, here we have to keep all track of record of changes that you are doing in the software. That is the meaning of auditing. Means you have to keep a track record. Means you can say that you have to create a log file also. Now first is the identification task, identification layer, or you can say that. Now let us study what do you mean by identification task. Identification separately name each SCI and then organize it in the SCM repository using an object-oriented approach. The object start out as a basic object and then they are grouped into a aggregate object. I think if you have worked on a GitHub, then you might can understand very easily this identification task. Or if you have not worked on the GitHub, then try to do the case study on this work. Just open the account on the GitHub and try to update some small program on it and try to manage how the GitHub is working. Then you can easily understand this all five process or all five layer process, how this can be done easily or smoothly. Here each object has a set of distinct features that identify it. Means every object that you are using has some name. A name that is ambiguous to all other objects. It contains some description that contains the SCI type, the project identifier, the changes and the version information. It contains the list of resources needed by the object. It contains the object realization, that is the documentation, the file and the model, etc. The second layer is about the change control. Change control is a procedural activity that ensures quality and the consistency as changes are made to the configuration object. Means you are doing some changes in the software. When you are doing some changes in the software, means some activities are going on. When activities are going on, we have to ensure the quality and the consistency. The change request is submitted to the configuration control authority, which is usually a change control board. That is, this request is evaluated for technical merit, potential side effect, overall impact on the other configuration object and the system functions, and the projected cost in terms of money, time and resources. Because you know that as the project cost increases, the changes in the version or the changes in the software may affect. So these all factors are interrelated to this change request. An engineering change order is issued for each approval change request. Then order is issued for each change request, which describes the change to be made, the constants to be followed, and different criteria, that is review and the audit. The baseline SCI is obtained from the SCM repository. Now what does it do? It access control governs which software engineers have authority to access and modify a particular configuration object. When a team is working for some changes in the software or for doing some re-engineering in the software, then we have to authorize or we have to give the access control to the person, access control to the team leader or the software engineer that is doing some changes. So it all record has to be maintained there. It synchronized control helps to ensure the parallel changes performed by two different pupils don't overwrite one another. As you all know, some team is working on some changes. Suppose one task is assigned to the one person and in the same way or in the same parallel some other person is also doing some changes. So we don't want that some changes are overwritten each other. So all synchronization is done by this layer. Now third layer is the version control. I think each one is knowing about the version. Version control is a set of procedure and the tools for managing the creation and the use of multiple occurrences of object in the SCM repository. Version control capabilities, that is repository that stores all relevant configuration object. It is a capability that stores all version of a configuration object. It provides the facility that enables the software engineer to collect all the relevant configuration object and construct a specific version of the software. It also keep the record or issues or bug tracking capability. It has the capacity or capability there to control the bug track. That is, it enables the team to record and track the status of all outstanding issues associated with each configuration object. Means it also keep the track record of the changes that you are doing. The SCM repository maintains a change set. Now, what do you mean by change set? The change set, what does the change set do? Change set basically serves as a collection of all changes made to the baseline configuration. It is also used to create a specific version of the software. It also captures all changes to the all files in the configuration along with the reason for changes and details of who made the changes and when. Means it also keep the track record of who is doing the changes or who is making the changes. Or again, in the same that example we have discussed in the first or second slide, that is best example that you can understand, that is a GitHub, that is a Git. Or you can see when you are working in the Visual Studio, when we are making a programs, there is a facility to keep the to keep the track record of the software. So these are some examples there where you can keep the record of all version control. And the next layer, it is about the configuration audit. As you all know, what is the meaning of the audit? So configuration audit is an SQA quality that helps to ensure that quality is maintained as changes are made. It is also complements the formal technical review and is conducted by the SQA group. SQA group means Software Quality Asset Group, means which have the task to maintain the quality of the software. It addresses some questions. Means this audit try to explain some questions. For example, it has the formal technical review has been conducted to assess technical correctness. Means review is done by the technical person, that some technical correctness is done or not. Has the software process been followed, and have the software engineering standard has been properly applied or not? Has some changes, has the change been highlighted and documented in the SCI? Have the change data and change author been specified? Do the attributes of the configuration objects reflect the changes? Means these types of questions comes in the mind, and these questions are recorded. Have the SCM procedures for noting the changes, recording it and reporting it has been followed or not? Have all the related SCI has been updated? A configuration audit also try to ensure that the correct SCI has been incorporated into the specific build, that all documentation is up to date and consistent with the version that has been built. And the last layer that you have seen in the figure is the status reporting. And I think everyone know what is the meaning of the reporting. And as students, you are reporting to us by viewing this online lecture, by writing the P in the comment box. You are also trying to you are giving a wave signal to teachers that are taking online classes. Means you are doing the reporting that I am present here. In the same way, there is the last layer is the reporting, which has it is also known as configuration status reporting, also known as status accounting. Means here we keeping that, you can also say the accounting. It provides the information about each change to those personnel in an organization with a need to know. Means what are the different changes done by which person have done and what is we need to know. It answers what happened, who did it, when did it happen, and what else will be affected. It is a source of entries for configuration status reporting. Each time a SCI is assigned new or other updated information, each time a configuration audit is conducted and the configuration status report is prepared, which is placed in online database or on a website for the software developer to maintain and to read it. It is given to the management and the practitioner to keep them appraised of important changes to the project SCI. In this way, we can see that we have studied about all the 5 layers of SCM process. And here our topic SCM finished today, and I hope you would have enjoyed this session, and I think now the visuality and the sound and the presentation, I think you may like it. Now just we should revise what we have done this in unit factor, what we have studied till today in the unit factor. Just let us see the outline. Let us see the summary. In the unit 5 we have what we have studied. In the first lecture we have studied about what is the meaning of the software maintenance, what are different types of software maintenance. In the next session we have we have studied about what is the meaning of re-engineering, the different types of re-engineering, that is the reverse engineering, the forward engineering. Today we have studied about the SCM process, about the identification task, the change control, the version control, the configuration audit, and the status about the reporting, the version control and the change control also. And in this way we finished today. I think we have finished about 80% of the unit 5th. We will see in the next session what has been left. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.